Listener discretion advised. BookChub features discussions of mature themes. It is not intended for young and sensitive ears.
I'll go hog deep. What
Uh-huh.
was it? Like, what is it? No, there was some like
Phalange deep?
I'll go phalange deep.
Yeah, okay.
Like early. And then, then I'll realize I can't remember anything.
Uh-huh.
Then I have to go and I have to go back and like skim and then take notes. And then I realize, well, shit, this part is way longer than I thought it was. And
Yeah.
then then I'm a procrastinator. So I may or may not have finished this part at 4 o'clock today. Hello, everyone. Welcome to BookChub, episode 3. We are covering Barbarian Lover, part 5. Are you ready, Jason?
I don't know if I'm ready, but I'm here anyway.
I think you should be ready. I think because you know what? Kira was ready. Kira was ready.
Didn't we call her Kiro the last time?
Did we call her
Last episode?
Hero?
I think I called her that.
You called? Oh, I haven't even listened to the last one though.
Kiro the hero.
Kiro the hero.
Yeah.
Aehako. Yeah. So, okay, cliffhanger. Part 4 left us with quite the cliffhanger, right? Because
Yep.
Aehako was like, no, Kira mentioned that she was barren.
Mm-hmm.
Just as a recap.
Yep.
They're on the ship. They're talking to each other. They're taking the shower that's really uncomfortable because Aehako is too big for the shower. And then she's like, by the way, I can't have children. And he is like, what? And then that's where that part ends. So part 5, as we assumed, was basically Aehako being the best partner in the world by being like, wait a minute, you offer so much more than just your uterus that I want to like occupy. Right?
That's right. That's right.
So like were you shocked by how cool he was?
No, not really. I think I kind of felt like Aehako was, he was he seems like he seems like he's so into Kira that it wouldn't matter. Yeah. And
Right.
he doesn't, it doesn't matter to him if they don't resonate.
No, he's so above board. He's like, it's all good. It's fine. Oh, I loved the part where he was like, I was ready to live my life like with just me in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Did you remember that part?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I did. I wrote he resigned himself to the only companionship of his hand.
Right. So
and hunting. That's important. Yeah.
Hand and hunting.
That's right.
Go hand in hand.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Would you put lipstick on your hand? Just curious. Would you decorate your hand or would you just leave it alone?
I've never spent that much time out in the woods in a cold, icy planet. But it's definitely a possibility.
Yeah.
Out there on the range, you got nothing to do but whittle parts of your own anatomy
and talk to your hand,
That's
literally.
Right. That's
Yeah,
right.
I think the carpal tunnel thing might get a little frustrating after a while. So I'm hoping that I don't have to live alone with my hand for the rest of my life, which I think I expected this. I was like, okay, Aihako's not going to do Kira dirty. He's going to be like, I like you anyway. It's no big deal. He talks about all of the reasons why all the other women in the village, in the caves are, do we basically tell our mothers and our children to kick rocks because they can't have babies? And he's like, you offer so much more. So, given his lack of toxic masculinity, I just wanted to ask you, as a male, Jason, if you choose to identify as so, I don't want to gender you.
Yes. Well,
okay.
I'm actually labeled he/him right here on this. On our call.
On the Zoom-a-loom.
Yeah, that's right.
I did not see the he/him.
Yes.
Oh, wait, I see it now. Good. I just, for clarification. Thank you for
That's right.
Clarifying.
I can confirm my pronouns in writing.
Great. So as a man, I just want you to tell me as a woman what you think women are good for.
Oh my God. Wow, this is a trap.
It really is. So we can move on.
Um,
What are our primary
it,
uses, Jason?
intellectual conversations,
Yep.
economic partnerships,
Yes. Uh-huh.
um,
Mhm.
artistic collaborations.
Got it. I was thinking
Um,
pleasure holes.
yeah. Well, that's Aehako has that covered, but he's
Yeah.
he's he's a little bit
Great.
he's
I
he's
want,
multidimensional too.
he really is.
Yeah,
He's multifaceted. And
that's right.
I'm going to write that down and I'm going to send those to your wife because that's the correct answer, Jason.
Mhm.
We are not just pleasure holes that cook.
No,
But
that's
if you
right.
talk to my husband, maybe he would think differently.
Oh no, no.
JK. Uh yeah, I'm a house full of dudes, man. I really
Yes.
am. My dogs,
Yeah.
rest in peace, Monty, is,
Oh,
a
oh,
man.
Monty.
I always say
Yeah.
I have 4 boys and 4 balls total.
Yeah. Well, my wife grew up with two sisters,
Ah,
and now she has the opposite. She has a house full of boys, me and my two sons, that she
oh,
has to contend with. And every once in a while, like something crazy happens. Fortunately they're not like, throwing fists and stuff, but
yeah.
they'll get pretty aggressive with each other, and I'll look at my wife and I'm like, "Hey, did you and your sisters, you know, go at it like this?" And they were like, she's like, "No, we were like totally sweet to each other all the time." So I don't know.
Really? I'm
Yeah.
jealous. I grew up in a female household, and
Yeah.
I definitely my dad used to tell me that I was the son he never had.
Okay.
Um, but that was until my younger brother was born. So I had a good strong maybe like mm, 15 years of being the man in the family. It was great.
All right.
Yeah, it was great.
Nice.
So moving thing. But thank you, Jason. I appreciate your lack of toxic masculinity, much like Aehako.
Oh,
So
good.
now we're getting into like, so the story moves forward. They're out of the shower turns cold, and
Hmm.
it's a smooth transition into Boink Town. And this is
Yeah.
what the audience is waiting for. The readers are like, let's just get to the chase, and they make coitus. I think
Yes.
that's, read it for yourself because in my maturity levels, I cannot repeat all of the things that had happened. It would make me feel too disgusting inside. But
A lot. Yeah, a lot happens. Just finally the main event.
yeah, it's the main event, and he does a lot of
Yes.
preparation. He really does.
Right.
So applaud him for
Lots
that.
of foreplay.
A lot of that. He talks
Uh-huh.
about his 3 toes, how soft she is. She
Hmm.
uses his horns to provide him with some directional assistance,
Oh
which
yeah, that's right.
good for her. Grab the bull by its horns. I'm all
Uh-huh.
about it. You do your thing, Kira.
Hmm.
He also decides to munch on the beehole,
Yeah.
which is fine. If that's,
Yes.
whatever. He's exploring everything. But then at one point, he mentions that her third nipple begs for him.
Hmm.
So I have a question for you, Jason. What do you think the third nipple is saying? If you
Um.
could speak third nipple, what
Hmm.
would it say?
It was yelling phalange, phalange.
And boy, did it get it,
Was
right?
the spur?
Yes, the
Spur,
spur. She was like, "Is that your
spur.
spur?
Hmm.
Spur, spur." Yeah, that's maybe that's what the third nipple says. He goes,
Yep.
"Spur." No?
Hmm.
No, maybe it doesn't do that. I don't think I shouldn't speak for the third nipple, should I?
Yep.
I should allow it to speak for itself.
That's right.
I don't wanna, be that person. His tail also lashes with excitement.
Oh yes, yeah. I noticed that too. Yeah. That was jarring because I forgot he had a tail.
Wait, you did?
Yeah. Well, I mean, on some level, I'm like reading this and picturing it, and then I'm like, oh yeah, this guy's got a tail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when I heard the tail, when the
Hmm.
tail was lashing with excitement, it made me think of like, what if there was some sort of like 80s sitcom where the like a side quest where the tail and the third nipple like are roommates and they
Hmm.
talk to each other? like
Yeah,
off on like an adventure. Like I figure like the tail has its own personality,
that's right.
and then it like talks to the third nipple. I
Hmm.
feel like we should. I don't know. I feel like we should workshop that. I feel like it would be a good thing.
I think so. Yeah, I think anthropomorphic body parts.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just like it was thrashing, and I'm like, okay,
Hmm.
okay. Ooh, have you ever seen? Reminded me of. Have you ever seen My Stepmom's an Alien?
I haven't, and I. It's so funny every time we bring something up as a cultural reference.
Yes.
I've never seen any. I know I've heard of it, but
Yeah.
I've never seen that one. And the same thing. I mentioned something and you've never seen it. So I think, yeah, we've got to like write down all of these and then watch them and discuss these on a bonus episode or something.
Yes, dude.
So
I just wrote down My Stepmom's an Alien and
yes,
Beastmaster. Like this has to happen.
yeah. Beastmaster, and yeah, that's right. That was the other one you mentioned. Yeah.
Yes, with the thing in the ears.
That's
Okay.
right. And then
Well,
I will force you to watch Mac and Me.
oh yeah, I got to write that down too. Mac, and I think you wrote it down in another place too. In My Stepmother's an Alien, the female character, the stepmom, has a bag with an alien eyeball in it that like comes
Mm.
out of the bag and like talks to her. And so I
Hmm.
imagine that that's what Aihako's tail is like. So
Hmm.
it comes
Okay.
out and it talks to him and he's like, good job. And it like gives him criticism as he's doing his thing. He's like, how about you like take off your leggings now? Or like, all right, like grind on her like butt. I don't know. Like I feel like that's what his
Nice.
tail is saying.
Hmm.
So the coitus is done and
Hmm.
this was a big chapter. So like there's a lot going on. So if you want me to stop at any point, you let me know, but there's just a lot to get through. So like she's all energized. Kira's like, yeah, I lost my virginity. I'm down. Like, ooh, it was
That's right.
great, which never happens, by the way. Just want to I mean, spoiler alert, that's really good for her, is all I have.
It always happens with blue barbarians though.
Oh, right, with the spur. Got
Yeah.
it. Um, and so she's like super stoked, but now she's like, I got a mission. So I
Hmm.
completed that mission. I'm on to a new one. And she makes sure her earpiece is destroyed, which it is. The spaceship's like good. Then she goes in search of Harlow. Then we find out a little bit more about Harlow. We realize that she grew up as a mechanic. She's like creating this machine or trying to
Hmm.
redo the machine to create more caves so that the
Yes.
caves aren't so crowded, which is great. I think that's cool. I really like that she's got this like masculine energy that she's like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to do my thing. Then they head over to the language download.
Yes.
And so when they go, like, she's like, I got to prep. So she finds Harlow. She goes to the language download. She's like, I'm going to get all these languages downloaded in my brain, which sounds
Hmm.
awesome. Um, so I have of course, I have a question for you. Like,
Hmm.
what languages would you download, and like, would third nipple be one of them?
Oh, yes. I mean,
Yeah.
you always gotta, becoming a third nipple whisperer is right up there on the list of
Mhm.
achievements
Yeah.
that I'd like to put on my resume.
Yeah. They have a certificate in that. Yeah. I don't know if you knew.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
Yep.
it's, um, it's a trace nipple.
Hmm.
Yep. Uh-huh. I just
Hmm.
wanted to throw my other language in
Good.
there.
Uh,
I think it'd be kind of cool to go into like a store and plug in and just do it. I feel like this was very Matrix-esque,
yes.
that they could just pretty much like upload this stuff.
Yes.
She
Yes.
uploads these languages. She's like, let me speak the alien, let me speak the like native language of this planet. Um, and she kind of passes out. She gets dizzy. Ayako's like, oh my gosh, are you okay? What did you
Hmm.
do to yourself? And then she becomes this like, she turns into this almost badass character where she's like, I'm a martyr. I'm going to save everyone.
Uh-huh.
I'm downloading all these languages, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I skipped this part though. Sorry. So
Oh, okay.
while Harlow and Kira are there, they
Uh-huh.
get a head count on the life forms,
Yeah.
right? And so
Yeah.
they talk about how many sock,
Sa Sakui. Well, okay, so it's a little complicated because originally, like from the mothership,
yeah,
that alien race was called the Sock, but as
yeah,
they've as they've combined with the khui, they've changed to sakui. So they're sakui, but they're also referred to as modified sock.
Oh, you're so good. See, Jason, what would I do without you? Like, I don't, I just kind of skip over that. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
A, sexy. Two, like, not, I mean, the book,
Well,
obviously.
right, right.
And then two, just get, what's happening. So all of the
Yes.
details, this is what I need you for, bud. So they're 35 modified sock
Hmm.
or whatever. And so, but they're saying, wait, I thought there was only 34, but there's
Hmm.
35. So is somebody knocked up? Are they not counting babies? Like, do we think there's an alien being inside Kira? Like, what do you
Hmm.
think?
I that's a good question. I think I think there's a I think there's a mystery person. I think there's a mystery player on the board.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think there's another Sakui that we have not met that
Mm.
they don't know about.
Oh,
Maybe some sort of elder, or maybe someone who was. I actually don't think it's this, but was it? I think it's okay. So I know the character Hayden, but
yeah.
I can never remember if it was Hayden whose mate had died. That
She's
person faked their
alive.
oam death.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, hey, that's great theory.
yeah. I actually am leaning towards it not being that.
Mm,
Maybe it's just like a complete mystery person that we don't know about or haven't figured out. But I was thinking like that's the only person I think I could think of. Or well, I think they said that there were a lot of people who died because of a disease, like some
yes,
sort of khui,
the sickness.
yeah, sickness. So it might have been someone that they thought had died who's living
Mm-hmm.
in isolation, who had resigned themselves to the companionship of their own hand.
Oh, I mean, don't we all? Don't we all?
That's right.
Hey, you know what? You can talk to yourself. I don't
Yep.
need a third nipple translator. I got my own brain.
Hmm.
Oh,
Hmm.
but you know
Oh,
what? Like it because they also have okay, so this is kind of a somewhat good segue because we'll get there, but
yeah.
like they have distinctive burial rituals that they talk about in the book.
Okay,
And
okay.
so if somebody died, they would have the whole like I feel like they're cremators. They do cremation.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if it's somebody who's alive. I feel like it's some like I want to believe that it's a secret second head that's going to grow out of Kira's neck.
Okay, that's
That's
a
what,
that's a good one. Or
yeah.
it could just be Aehako's tail
Oh,
being counted as its own individual.
it's the My Stepmother's an Alien purse.
Yeah.
I know
Hmm.
you haven't seen it, but we'll watch it.
Yeah, that's right.
This is okay. This is what we should get the families together for. We
Hmm.
should all get together and then watch these movies.
Yep, and record commentary.
Yes, from
Yep,
everyone.
that's right.
Great. Write
Hmm.
that down.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so after the download, Kira now speaks, whatever that is.
Yeah.
And then they're telling her, "Oh, Kira, the spaceship's overhead." Because doesn't she pass out for like a period of time? So
Yeah, she learns three languages, and it's like a laser download that shoots into her eye, and that's a lot.
oh, yeah.
That's a lot to handle.
Wait, so the spaceship is flying overhead. Kira wakes up and she's like, "No, I gotta do this alone. They're after me.
Uh-huh.
I gotta, I want to save the tribe." So she also preps this secret packet that we don't
Hmm.
quite know what it is yet. But she jumps out of whatever computer room that she's in. She has her secret potion packet bomb thing that we don't.
Uh-huh.
And then she really convinces everyone to just let her go at them alone. And she's
Yeah.
also carrying like a gun. Then it turns out, she confronts the alien dudes, and she tries to
Hmm.
scare them off by shooting at them. It doesn't work. Then she
Yeah.
starts like then the are basically being like, our master will be upset because this is our cargo and we must take it
Uh-huh.
back. That's my voice. Uh,
Yeah, that's how I imagine them.
Oh, yeah, I figured, Mom. I got three toes, with their claws, and I'm orange. Yeah.
Hmm.
So she tries to scare them off. It doesn't work. They basically shoot Aehako. They shoot Hayden.
Yeah.
No one knows where Harlow is. I think she's hanging out in the ship, like building some Mustang convertible.
Hmm.
She and then Kira, and then as everyone gets hit, Kira's like agrees to go along with the aliens as long as nobody else gets hurt. So that's where we are right now.
Yep. I wanted to point out
Yeah.
a Star Wars reference.
Ooh, please.
Yeah.
Star Wars corner.
They refer to the planet as not Hoth.
Oh, what does that
Do you,
mean?
do you understand that? Okay, so
No.
the ice planet in Empire Strikes Back is called Hoth. And
Oh,
so they're referring to this planet as not Hoth. And I think that's basically like the humans because they don't know what planet they're on. They don't know the name of the planet. It doesn't seem like the Sakui they haven't the Sakui don't seem to have named the planet or
mm,
referred to a name for the planet. So I think amongst the humans who are familiar with Earth pop culture have decided to call it not Hoth because it reminds them of the ice planet from Star Wars.
that's amazing.
So yeah, there's a couple of times when in this section where they mention not Hoth. That's what that's about.
You know what they don't do, which I
Uh-uh.
wish they did now that I know that reference,
Yeah.
is slice open a giant monster and throw bodies in there.
Yeah, the tauntaun.
The
Yeah,
tauntaun. Like, where's the fuzzy tauntaun?
that's right.
And that's a drink at a place that has those
Oh,
drinks. Yeah.
nice, nice.
It's oh
Probably not as good as the drink, the hairy third nipple.
oh my gosh, the hairy third nipple. I am not participating in the hairy third nipple this week
Oh,
because
it was pretty hard on you, huh?
it was there were moments where I'm like, am I recording
It
this
was, it was
too
potent.
inebriated? Was this too potent for this particular pod episode?
Yeah. Was it really? Was it three types of whiskey mixed together?
It was just whiskey.
It was just straight whiskey.
A peek behind, in all reality, I can't lie. The thing is, it was just straight up whiskey.
If there's anything that's gonna put hair on your third nipple, it's whiskey.
Oh,
Yeah.
indeed, indeed, and make it talk.
Hmm.
Help me. No, that's
Yep.
so basically Kira goes with this and then we have
Yep.
like a flash. We don't know what's happening with Kira, but we have a flash. Like I kind of like how they switch between characters.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun to kind of see other people's perspectives. So I like how the author did that.
Yeah.
So we now find ourselves with Aehako as he wakes up, and
Hmm.
like Hayden might be dead. Aehako's hurt. Harlow is busy being awkward and like
Yeah.
like holding her hands and being like, I'm sorry, the ship is here. I couldn't do anything. I'm a human and I build cars, like type of
Hmm.
thing. And then Aehako hears that this took Kira and he shouts, she is my mate.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He's real dramatic.
he's super. And then this is what I like to call the short-lived emo Aehako era.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But I really, Jason, I'm hoping that you can give me and the viewers your best. She is my mate. Shout.
She's my mate. Come on.
I love it. I love it. Can you please, like, if you are anywhere with your wife and you
Huh?
can't find her, can you please shout, she is my mate?
She's my mate. Come
Yeah.
on.
Wow.
I'll be back. She'll be back.
You're my mate. I don't know why I'm picturing you in like a strip mall, like
Mhm.
an outlet mall shouting, she is my mate, like in front of a Bed Bath and Beyond. No,
Or
in front
right in the
of Body Works.
right in the middle of Macy's. That's where that has to happen.
Done.
Or
Done.
Nordstrom's.
I'm gonna record it.
Next to the
Following
piano, you just walk right near the
you. Hmm?
piano player and yell, "She's my mate!"
She's my mate. Give me my mate. Yeah, I like it. So then Harlow agrees to get supplies
Uh-huh.
to build a body sled for Hayden. Basically, like Harlow's like, okay, I'll go out and I'll rummage for things to build like this like sled contraption that I can't remember the name of right now to basically take
Uh-huh.
Hayden back to the healer. But in
Yeah.
my head, I'm going, why go to the healer when there's the surgery tube? And I know they don't trust it, but I'm like, I'd much
Ah.
rather go to the surgery tube in the ship that's super close by than go to some freaking healer with like herbs that they're going to shove in my wounds. Am I
That's
wrong?
that's a good point. I think they definitely should have done that. They've already seen that it works. But I have to so I wrote this down because I had to look it up. So the sled they keep referring to is not a word that I was familiar with either. So I looked it up, and it's pronounced travois.
Oh,
Yeah,
so what, is it
travois.
French?
I don't know where it comes from, but it's basically it's kind of like a Native American sort of sled trailer type thing where you take it's basically triangular and you can throw things like or a person on it and it'll it has less resistance on the ground so you can kind of sort of drag it behind like a horse or a person or something.
So it's like kind
Travois,
of like
yeah.
a three-wheeled dolly. Is that what it is? Kind of like a bucket
Yeah, I
three.
don't think there's. I don't think it's wheels. I think it's basically just like a triangle where there's only 2 points that hit the ground, and so there's not a lot of resistance. I think that's
Ah,
how
it's
it
just
works.
easier. Okay,
Yeah.
so tell me you have seen Monty Python Search for the Holy Grail.
Oh yeah, yeah. Of course, I've
Great.
seen that one. Yes, finally a movie we've
Great.
both seen.
Great success.
Yeah.
Huzzah. Because this part made me think of Bring Out Your Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Bring out your dead.
Yeah.
So Harlow is Harlow is making herself useful, which
Huh?
pisses me off because they're all mad at Harlow just because she's a redhead.
Mm.
I don't understand. It makes me angry.
Yeah.
Anyway, like I just because she has freckles and red hair, she's like mad about it. I don't.
Yep.
They're like mad at her for like abandoning them, but we'll get to it. So like after Harlow agrees to like head out and
Mm-hmm.
scavenge,
Mm-hmm. Scavenge, I think you're right.
scavenge. I don't know, secure materials for the Travois.
Uh-huh.
Um, so she pieces out. Then we flash over to Kira, who's been
Mm-hmm.
taken by the green aliens, and then she's asked question by the leader. Then the leader kind of waffles on experimenting on Kira. They're like, "Well, why don't we
Mm-hmm.
just see what happens to her when she dies?" So I'm getting this very like magnifying glass on ants sort
Mm-hmm.
of vibe, where they're like, maybe we're just gonna watch her die. Maybe we'll pour salt on her as if she was a slug and watch her fizz and die. So
Yeah.
you know, I feel like it's like a commentary on humans and whatever, but that's getting too deep. That's getting too third nipple drink about it.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. So then she tries to convince them. She's like, I won't survive off planet. Like, what's the point? Take this ship instead. You can have everything that's in there. There's technology in there. Why don't you just take that? And the leader, like, they're like, meet me around, or let's waffle on this.
Mm-hmm.
And they throw her in the storage unit where it's dark. And she's like,
Yeah.
now I'm going to unleash my secret weapon that's in my mouth,
That's right.
which is the airborne poison that
Mm-hmm.
she and her khui, right? It's the khui that prevents her from getting sick from it, right? And dying.
That's right. Yeah.
It's a natural occurring like gas in the
Uh-huh.
air that she is immune to because she has the khui. But the aliens, she figures out the aliens aren't immune to it
Mm-hmm.
because they don't live on the planet. So she basically like concentrates this gas
Mm-hmm.
and she is finding her way out. Basically, she's going to poison the ship and kill
Mm-hmm.
all the aliens and then find her way out.
Yeah, I had to read this part a couple of times to
Oh,
sort of
okay.
understand what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is like an airborne pathogen on the planet called Nallium.
Oh, Nallium. See,
Yeah,
this is why I need you, Jason. I
yeah,
don't know these things. I just
that's
kind of go,
that's right. I'm
yeah.
I'm always it's like it's all the little sci-fi details that I'm all into, and Ruby Dixon, she doesn't disappoint.
She's Dixon Ruby. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Dix in the Ruby third nipple.
Yeah,
Get it?
so she had grabbed a small filter from the ship, the mothership,
Oh,
and
right.
because she realized that since the ship had been there for I think it was 300 years or something, it would be saturated with this nallium, and by bringing it onto the green alien ship,
Yeah.
they would be exposed to several particles of the pathogen.
Yeah, which is awesome because the
Hmm.
sickness works. It it
Yeah.
it works. The guard starts getting the guard that places Kira in the storage unit
Hmm.
is starting to stumble. He's not feeling good. And the thing is she's like, I can't smell it. It's so like great because I'm immune to it, but everyone else is dying. So
Yes.
basically it's a silent but deadly situation.
Oh no.
So
Yep.
question, Jason.
Oh no.
What's the worst or most embarrassing fart you have
Uh-huh.
ever let off?
Oh, it's got to be like, you know, high school in class or something, and then you have to like try to cover it with a cough. You know,
Is that
one
a
of
true story?
one of those. I mean, yes, I can't remember any like specifics, but I remember, like, you're in history class after lunch,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and for some reason, you ate a bologna sandwich and then what
Jason, is this
it
before or
happens.
after you realized you had tummy troubles in general?
I don't. I think I've always had them. Yeah, tummy troubles are just follow me around.
So, true story. I was in the second grade.
Uh-huh.
There was something called silent reading.
Oh, okay.
I had propped my legs up in a crisscross applesauce formation,
Mm-hmm.
but my knees were propped up against the desk area. And so I
Mm-hmm.
had like leaned back in my chair. My knees were up, crisscross applesauce. I was chilling, reading my book.
Yeah.
Set off, ripped one
Ah.
super loud. And it was like, and
Yeah. Yeah.
my friend turned to me and goes, Jenny. And I looked back at her and I was like, what?
Nice.
That was the most like apparent fart I've
Yeah.
ever like lifted off. But then there's a whole other thing about me actually getting food poisoning and
Oh.
ruining a golf course parking lot. So that's a story for another time. But that was real rough. Did
Yeah.
I tell you about that about getting ambulance stuff?
Oh no.
Oh yeah, no, I'll save that for we'll do that as a special episode, a very
All
special
right.
episode about Jenny's food poisoning. So
Mm.
we're gonna leave that off that right now. But the
Well,
most
if we ever
important
if we ever start a Patreon, we may have to make that a Patreon exclusive.
one, right, to learn about the sickness. I wanted to make an adult coloring book that was
Oh,
literally like
oh
titled
no.
Jenny and the Blue Poncho.
Oh man.
Yeah, no,
All right.
I really need to actually make this happen because Jenny and the Blue Poncho would be a great adult coloring book.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Except the
Yeah.
only thing is anyway, side note.
Yeah. And
Okay.
there's also the yoga thing, right? Don't people like,
Oh
fart
my
during
gosh.
yoga? Because and to be honest, I don't do a lot of yoga, but every time I've always had to like run to the restroom or something like that.
Okay.
And so I've never like, you know, flat out let one fly during a yoga session, but I know that happens
I
pretty
love yoga.
frequently. Yeah.
I love yoga.
Yeah.
Like I would do yoga if somebody asked me to. Because I used to do yoga weekly. Anyway, side note. Again,
Hmm.
side note always. But I've never farted in a yoga class.
Oh, good.
I have fallen in somebody else's sweat puddle. I have also had uh, an instructor's bead of sweat
Huh?
drop off of their body and into my eye.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, it's all about community.
Yeah, community of germs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Getting
really
together.
it was sick. So, I mean,
Yeah.
the other question I had for you for this particular thing is that
Mhm.
basically Kira let off a stink bomb of fart of silent but deadly
Yep.
proportions. And my second question to you is like, um, your most embarrassing fart, and if you are at work, where do you go to poop or fart?
Oh, yeah. Fortunately, we've got restrooms on like every floor. So there's a building attached to the parking structure, and
Oh,
and that one has good Wi-Fi.
does
So
it have bathrooms there?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Seriously?
On the first floor, you go right in, like straight, like when you go through the double doors, you go straight back into the left.
What?
Yep.
Okay, wait, that little section has bathrooms in that
Yeah.
parking structure.
Yeah, in the building connected to the parking structure.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Hey,
know.
there's a tip.
Yeah.
That's
A,
right. No one's for free.
a poop tip.
Hmm.
A pip?
Hmm.
A pit. A
Yeah,
pit?
and it's really convenient.
Pip.
If you get to you get to work, park in the parking structure, go right into the building, good Wi-Fi, great way to start your day.
Wow. I'm really okay. We have to ask more questions later. I'm really curious what you watch when you're on the pot and you take your phone with you. Interesting.
That's right.
Hmm. Okay. So now we're probably at my favorite part of this entire part.
Uh-huh.
Favorite part of the part.
Yeah.
is Kira's stink bomb. Kira's silent but deadly fart works
Yes.
and basically incapacitates everybody on the ship and or
Uh-huh.
kills them. She's not sure. She steals the guard's weapon that's guarding where she's living or
Hmm.
where she's trapped, and she basically chops off his head,
Hmm.
and then she can't get out of the storage room. So she goes, shit, I'm
Hmm.
going to chop off this guy's hand.
Yes.
And she
Hmm.
takes the hand and she
Yeah.
starts running with not only the guard's gun, but
Uh-huh.
also the guard's hand. And
Uh-huh.
she's running around the ship with this disembodied hand and a gun. And she uses the hand to get into the access the escape pods and all of that. Like, I just found hilarious this
Yeah.
imagery of this girl running around with this giant alien gun and a hand. And
Yeah.
I thought that was great. I thought that was so funny
Hmm.
and like clever and all that stuff. And then my only concern is like that she didn't double tap the aliens. She all of a sudden had like a like
Uh-huh.
you've seen Zombieland, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Great. Okay, but
Double tap. Yep.
double tap. You got to double tap those aliens because
Right.
I want proof of death. You
Hmm.
know, I want head on a stick, like Game of Thrones. Take Sansa out to the wall of heads,
Hmm.
show them that everybody's dead. Like that's,
Yep.
if somebody's going to come in and like do bad things to me, I want to know that they're dead. So
Hmm.
instead, she heads off in the pod and she kind of feels like, oh, I'm a badass for chopping this guy's head off, but like I'm going to have morals and not like double tap everybody, which I think is a
Yeah.
mistake. So like I'm just curious, like how long would you keep the hand? And if you took it home, where would it go?
Um, well, I'm just disappointed that she didn't say like in her best Arnold Schwarzenegger action star voice, "Can you give me a hand?"
It's not a tumor. Give me a hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like.
I would I you know what? This is a big moment for Kira.
Yeah,
I think she should keep the hand
yeah.
as a as a trophy, as
Yes.
a keepsake. I think you should go right on the shelf, right next to the courting gift.
Oh my gosh, are they going to use it? Do you think they'll use it?
The hand?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yes.
Never, never let a good severed hand go to waste.
That's what I say. Oh my gosh, I've totally had a chicken foot soup, and that's
Mm.
what imagine it would be like.
I've had a lot of odd things, traveling around Asia and stuff,
Yeah.
and everything's always been really good. So
Yeah.
I can imagine that chicken feet soup is pretty good.
Yeah, it is good. I wasn't mad at it. I was like, all
Yeah.
right, we're getting down on this foot. I would absolutely put the foot up.
Hmm.
Or the hand. I
The
would
hand, yeah.
hands. I would. Or I would wear it around my neck.
Or maybe make a nice soup.
Yes. I would. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what I love is like we flash over to Harlow. Harlow gets her own like section, which I
Mhm.
I totally appreciate because I'm like, all right, here's Harlow's perspective.
Yeah.
It's real short. And Harlow's like, I'm gonna go get this thing for this body dolly. And
Hmm.
then she tries to cut down a tree, but the tree isn't like a real tree, it's like a soft tree. She hears
Mm.
purring. Um, and I don't know what it is. And I'm wondering if she's digging up a space potato. And that's basically like her whole story. Like that's the
Hmm.
only thing she gets is like, I'm getting this tree. And then you flash over to Aehako being a total dick about it and basically thinking that
Mm.
Harlow abandoned them. And then
Yeah.
and then he's like being an ass. And then he goes into total like Aehako emo mode and like
Mm.
he sees the spaceship crash and then he like that's where he references the khui sickness.
Hmm.
So anyway, he assumes that Harlow abandoned them, which is not true. She's just cutting down like a fir tree, which I think is going to be like an actual like being of
Hmm.
some sort that's going to
Mm.
anyway, it's going to be like the
Okay.
third being out there. I think maybe it's the elder, who knows.
Mm.
And then he sees the plane crash and then he starts like mourning like no,
Uh-huh.
you're my girlfriend that I just had sex with my spur. Gets really
Right.
gets really upset. Then he references how people mourn during the Kui sickness, the pandemic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he turns into emo Aehako, and then he starts singing the morning song.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
I felt like that was a little awkward because he starts
Yeah.
to like he wants to join Kira in death. He looks over at like Kaden and is like, "Oh my gosh, I wish I was dead like him. Just lay me here because I want to die."
Uh-huh.
So then he starts putting snow on his horns in absence of ashes. This is when we sort of get
Yeah.
introduced to like the morning rituals
Mm-hmm.
of the Sakui. And
Yeah.
so he's like, I have no ashes, so I'm gonna put snow on my face, and the snow like, starts melting down his forehead. It's super emo, and he
Mm-hmm.
starts singing this song. So, like, of course, in natural fashion of this podcast,
Mm-hmm.
is I want to ask you what would be your morning song. I have four for your perusal.
Uh-huh. Well, let's see. So,
I have four for you
ah,
to choose from if you want to hear my songs for your your use.
oh, I was coming up with one on the spot. Let me
Oh,
see.
great. Do it. I want to hear
It's I have no mate. It's my life that I hate. That's pretty much all I've gotten to. Just those two lines. But I'm going to workshop it. Go ahead. Go ahead with yours. I want to see. I want to hear what you got.
it. Have no mate. Wait, what's the second verse?
I'll eat space potatoes on a plate.
That's so much better than anything I had planned. Ask you choose from the four.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Closing time
Hmm.
by Semisonic, which is I
Yeah.
don't think that's right. But anyway, Time of Your Life by Green Day,
Uh-huh.
Angel by Sarah McLachlan,
Hmm.
or Chasing Cars by Snow Patrol.
Oh, it's got to be Sarah McLachlan. Yeah, isn't that wait, is that the same song as the sad puppies?
Sad
But
puppy.
for the ad, yeah. In the
From
arms of an angel. I don't know the rest
far
of the
away from here.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
there's also and no sunshine when she's
oh,
gone.
oh, I also wanted to put Over the Rainbow by Is.
Oh yeah, okay. I don't know that one as well.
You've never heard of that
No, I think I have, but I don't know the words. I can't
one?
picture it. Yeah.
Well, over the rainbow.
Oh,
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. Okay, of course. Yes.
I like your song so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he sings his morning song, which is "Oh no, my mate,"
Uh-huh.
and then he sees Kira's ship buzz by, and then he sees the orange severed hand, which
Uh-huh.
I thought they were green, which confused me.
Uh-huh.
So the orange severed hand comes out of the ship,
Yeah.
and then he sees Kira, and he's like, "Sorry, I'm having digestion," which happens every. Excuse me.
Every time you have a hairy third dimple.
Exactly. I'm having wine tonight. What the heck?
Yeah.
Okay, let me breathe real quick. Ooh. All right, we're good. Ooh, I have the hiccups now. Awesome. This is gonna be fun.
Oh, good.
Hold on. Wait, hold on.
Sour candy. That's. Do
Really?
you have any Sour Patch Kids?
No.
My kids found out that Sour Patch candies cure hiccups, and now
Mm.
they fake hiccups
Oh, of course
so
they
that
do.
they can have Sour Patch.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
Dude, they're little freaking terrorists, man.
Yeah, they are.
No offense, like not real
Yeah,
terrorists. I totally mean that in jest, but like
that's right. They
everything
terrorize me.
everything is a negotiation. And I'm like, dude,
Uh-huh.
I'm your parent. Kick rocks.
Mm.
Um, Anywho, so he sees Kira after
Huh?
she like navigates with the hand over
Yes.
to the hand and the gun
Yeah.
over, and then she lands successfully, which she's never flown a plane before, which is cool. It's all good. And then
Hmm?
he's like, I want to devour her whole. So I want to know if you were going to eat a human, where would you start?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Well, I think it'd start with the arms, like a chicken leg or chicken wing type situation. I
You
think
go
that would,
chicken wing?
yeah, yeah,
Great.
yeah. Like, you know the chicken wing part that's almost like a wrist.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think that would work. I think that would
I
be
think
delicious.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's a good start. And I wonder what
Yeah.
we taste like. I think I'm not going foot,
Uh-huh.
or I'd go foot and make a soup out of it. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I could start with feet. I mean, I don't want to yuck anyone's yum, but feet are not for me.
I love it. I love it. I don't either. I think
Mhm.
arm's a good choice
Mhm.
because you still want the person to like walk around. So maybe I'd go with the arm first. Yeah.
I hope I'm not eating their arm while they're still alive.
Oh, solid point.
Yeah.
I'm thinking,
Mhm.
whoopsies. Oh, you did. All right.
Yeah.
So then they're all good. He's super stoked she's alive. That basically he's like, Harlow's a dick. She left us. Kira's like, I don't imagine that happening, but whatever. I love you. So let's move on. So they take
Hmm.
it in. They bring him back to the healer. So then when Hayden's at the healer,
Hmm.
Aihako's like, "Hey mom, I want to introduce you to my lady." And she's like, "Okay, I guess I'm going to meet like it's mom time."
Yeah.
And they jump right into meeting the parents and
Hmm.
his kid and like sleeping in the crowded cave. And I'm just curious, do like moms like to hold on to things that their kids create, and
Hmm.
I don't think Aehako would have been as magnificent of a whittler as he
Hmm.
is today
Yeah.
unless he had practiced. So I'm wondering if you think he's got little dicks all over the house.
Yeah, you gotta, yeah, that's, I mean, once you carve one, I mean, it's just a matter of time when you've got 10 more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I feel like he's got a series of little dicks, like
Hmm.
the like evolution of man, that's all up in his mom's house. That he's like, oh my gosh, look how good of a whittler I am now. I had all these tiny dicks. Like I want to think that he like actually has a progression of his tiny peen all
Hmm.
the way up to the peen that he has now.
Oh, okay. So over the years.
Yeah, over the years, he's got like an
Oh,
evolution of peen.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I should draw that the evolution of Aihako's peen.
No.
No, that'd be too
Yeah.
much.
I think you should go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna do the evolution of peen.
Okay.
Nope. Maybe not. So Asha enters, tries to piss on Aehako. Like
Hmm.
basically she's trying to mark her territory. She grabs his tail and
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and then Kira's like, excuse me, this is my man, and it's whole thing. So then she like Kira basically goes like, stop it to Asha.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah, we got some good tension
yes,
there, but
right?
yeah.
Foreshadowing for what's to come. So then, like, she's all like kind of in love with Kira's all kind of like cool with Aihako's mom because she's kind of like naughty and funny.
Hmm.
And then, like, so she sleeps there. And then the little brother of Aehako wakes her up in the morning, is like, are you going to live with us?
Hmm.
So, which I thought was funny because she's like, I can't answer your questions right now, little kid. I need to like go find my man.
Yeah.
So she goes and she finds her man. She meets the parents. I thought meeting the parents was a little quick because at some point they also talk about it having only been 2 months,
Hmm.
which it feels like they have been there for years. But all
Hmm.
these bitches resonated with all these blue dudes, and it's only been 2 months, and like people are already pregnant. I feel like, wow, there's
Yeah.
some weird thing going on with the khui, and maybe I need some khui in my life. Maybe we need a drink called khui. It's Harry
Hmm.
Bird nipple and khui. So I'm into it.
Hmm. The blue khui.
The blue khui. Genius.
Yeah.
So Sessa, the little brother, wakes Kira up and is being a total creeper and is basically standing at the end of the bed going like, are you gonna live with us? Are you my mommy? Type of thing.
Hmm.
And Kira's like, nah, I'm good. I need to go find my man. So she goes and finds him, and Aihako's talking with the chief. So
Hmm.
basically, the chief, Vectal, and
Yeah.
Aehako are talking about which people are going to go live in like the southern caves as
Right.
we end up talking about it. And so and what happens is basically Aehako takes Kira. Meanwhile, nobody's thinking about Harlow, which is sad. Um, except they have this reference to this one chick named Dominique that was another
Hmm.
redhead that
Hmm.
basically had a mental breakdown and walked out into the frozen tundra to die
Yeah.
when the ship was landed. So whatever. I think they've got a weird like issue with redheads. So they briefly mention her. Yeah.
Gingers don't get a break.
No, gingers be gingering, man. That's
Oh
not right.
man.
They don't get
Yeah.
it. It's not right.
Oh, yes.
Rude. I like me a ginger. Come on,
Uh-huh.
Ron Weasley. Get it together.
That's right.
not fair. Or what was that? The Red Rocket from the old Bengals quarterback, Andy Dalton.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Red Rocket, man. Anyway, side note. Again.
Don't know the Bengals, but I mean,
Oh,
the
come
football, I know what you're talking about, but I just don't, yeah, I don't remember this particular
on.
individual.
That's foosball, man. So what is it? Vectal takes a giant bath in front of everybody
Uh-huh.
in the caves, and then Aihako's like, dude, this is the way that we can get away to kind of like see the southern caves.
Mm-hmm.
So he takes Kira to the southern caves and
Mm-hmm.
basically is like, here is it. I loved this part because it really made me feel like this was a House Hunters episode.
Okay, yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense.
He's showing her, here's all the caves. This is amazing. Here's the house I picked for you. Like, I really wanted them to do, like, I imagined this whole, like, episode of House Hunters, but alien, blue
Mm-hmm.
alien style.
Yeah.
And she's like so far unimpressed. But then when he shows her to like their room, she's like,
Mm-hmm.
whoa, I have my own tub. I'm in.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah. Sounds nice.
separate bathrooms. Is that a deal breaker for you?
Wait, separate bathrooms?
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, do you share a tub? Do you guys have your own private like master bedroom bathroom? Like, or do you
Uh-huh.
share it with the kiddos?
No, we have our own. Yeah, we have a separate yeah, shower situation.
Nice, because let me tell you,
Yeah.
because not having to share the same toilet as my husband has been a life-changing experience.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. Because there's some things you just don't need to know. Like,
Yeah.
I appreciate the fact that she's got her own private tub because it sounds like they all bathe together as a
Mm-hmm.
tribe. And I'm like,
Right.
yeah, I got my own tub.
Yeah, they have like a natural hot spring, but this one has they've fashioned tubs out of some sort of larger creature's skull.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the OG, like elder people or whatever they are, or if it's a
Hmm.
creature that they killed. So then they bone down again.
Oh yeah.
And she also decorates the cave. She sort of puts her stamp on the cave. Jason, do you want to
Yeah.
explain what she does to basically claim the cave as her own? Are you this part?
Is it the part where is it the fact that she has the gift, brings the gift along and finds a nice spot
Yes.
for it?
Yes.
Yeah.
She basically claims the cave as her own by using Aihako's courting gift
Yeah, that's
and
right. Yeah.
puts it on display. So I wonder if Aihako's mom is a little upset that like she didn't get
Hmm.
to keep the whittled peen.
Yeah, probably. Well, I mean, if your theory is correct and she has 20 of them, I think she'll be okay.
I think she'll be all right. I think you're right.
Yeah,
So I
sure.
love the House Hunters montage. So they're in there, but like it kind of, this was a big episode because there was a lot that happened.
Hmm.
And we're kind of to the part where Vectal and Aehako decide how the tribe is going to get split between the home base cave and then the southern cave. And
Hmm.
there's some controversy about who goes, but they figure it out. And so then they shift rapidly to forgetting about Harlow completely. And
Yeah.
then being in the southern cave with all the people that have been asked to move there. And Kira and Aehako moved there because Kira's barren and they're not gonna. I think a key part of it was like all the pregnant people had to stay behind with the healer to make
Yeah.
sure that when they gave birth that would be fine. Because
Hmm.
horns, like my birth with my son was uncomfortable enough. I can't
Hmm.
imagine giving birth to horns.
Hmm. Oh,
Um,
that's right.
yeah, no, that sounds like it sucks. But there was like a big thing at the end when so Asha's there with her mate
Uh-huh.
in the southern tribe, not the southern tribe, in the southern caves with everybody else.
Yeah.
Basically, like Asha, and I haven't read ahead, so I don't know what happens, but
Hmm.
Asha like steals Aehako away to like figure out to show him her like like inefficient or what is it? Like
Oh, insufficient yeah, living quarters.
yeah, she's like
Yeah.
pissed that it's not big enough. And Kira's like, well, kick, whatever, girl. Like, it's better than having to share a cave. And
Hmm.
so Asha takes Aihako off. And then does Kira like hear Aehako resonate? Because that was like the big thing. Kira's like, I'm afraid that Aihako's gonna, the hammer's gonna drop, is what she says.
Yeah, yeah. The other shoe's gonna drop.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. And so Aehako like apparently resonated as he was holding hands with Asha. Like,
yeah.
what? This is how this part ends.
Oh,
And I did not read ahead on purpose because
yeah.
I'm flabbergasted at this fact, and I'm kind of bummed out for Kira. She
Yeah.
gets she gets done in her own cave with
Hmm.
her own like tub, and
Hmm.
she's expecting to live out her barren life in the
Hmm.
southern caves with her man, and then he resonates with Asha. But hasn't Asha already resonated with her mate?
Yeah, that's a little well, here's the thing. Okay, so
Have you read
first,
ahead,
no,
Jason?
I haven't read
Mm-hmm.
ahead,
Mm-hmm.
but I did note that she knows that Aehako has resonated, but it doesn't necessarily mean that Asha has resonated. But she's touching him or holding his hand or or leading him at the time that he resonates. And I was a little confused because I don't understand how she knows that he resonates, but
Right.
there must be some physical manifestation of this or way to tell that it's
Yeah.
happening in order for her to I wonder if we'll get more details on how you can see someone resonating
Right.
as it's
I'm
happening. So I'm not convinced that Aehako is necessarily resonating with Asha, although
mm,
that might be possible. And I don't know how someone who like Asha, who has already resonated, could resonate with a different mate. But like I said, it's complicated. The whole resonating thing.
right.
It seems straightforward, but there are a lot of layers. People
Yeah.
can get together without resonating,
So
so
many
you never
layers.
know.
But I'm glad you brought that up, Jason, because
Hmm.
what would be the telltale sign that
Hmm.
you have resonated?
Oh, well, we already covered passing gas, so that's obvious.
I think my finger would glow.
Okay, yes. Back to ET, the
Extraterrestrial.
wonderful. Yeah, your finger, just one finger would start glowing.
Exactly. Actually, I think I'd
Uh,
be sitting in a park and then somebody would offer me a doobie and my
uh-huh.
finger would glow. That would be.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm thinking of your first week at college.
That's right. That's right. Someone well, no one offered me a doobie, but someone started smoking like right next to me. So
How
yeah.
dare they? How dare they?
Yeah, it's puff puff pass, not puff puff not
Suck.
pass. Yeah.
Oh, ew. I said something nasty. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Ew.
right.
So, like, there was plenty of sexy moments, and so there's plenty for our readers to read. And I highly
Yeah.
encourage you, please buy the book. Please read the book. Read along with us. It's the whole
Uh-huh.
point. Maybe this should have come at the beginning of the episode, but
Hmm.
I do want Ruby Dixon to get her Dixon. You know what I'm saying?
Uh, so someone's yeah, Hako's getting never mind.
I have
So
to get a whole lot of things. Dude, Kira went ass up, and I'm like, ugh.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's into butt stuff. Like, I really think that this whole, like, everybody's exploring butt stuff, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, wow, okay, you do your thing.
Well, not to get graphic, but there was a little detail about the phalange
Yes, the
that I wasn't
spur.
expecting
Ah,
how that connects when you're
yeah.
in a doggy style
Ugh.
type situation.
Like, the thing is, I don't want a butt spur. It sounds
Yeah,
like I have enough troubles down there anyway. I don't need like a spur.
that's right.
I just don't understand. Okay, have you ever seen Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
Yes, I have seen that
Wow,
one.
we're
Yeah.
3 for 3, Jason.
I know, I know. As soon as I said we've never seen any of the same movies, now we're just lining it up. But
Now,
I don't know if I remember it because I saw it a while ago and I've only seen it one time. Yeah.
okay, so there's a moment where the kind of dorky character who's
Hmm.
on his honeymoon
Yeah.
is like they're virgins and they talk about it, and then he's like, why would you put a playground next to a sewer system? And I
Yeah.
strongly have always felt like that was a pillar by which to live, you know?
Yeah.
Like, why would they
Uh,
put a sewer system right next to a playground? I don't understand.
I
Like,
don't know.
bodily form. I think it causes too many issues for me. Like like whatever. I mean, some people that's fine. I had a roommate in college that was like something she enjoyed very much.
Oh,
And I'm like, okay, you do you. Like, she always was like, maybe, like I'm just like not interested.
that seems like a detail that it seems like a detail I wouldn't expect you to know about your roommate.
Oh my gosh, I knew everything.
Oh, wow.
It was
Is girl roommates is this a different experience than guy roommates?
probably.
Yeah.
I mean, we heard a lot. I'll
Oh,
just leave
okay.
it at that.
Well,
There's a lot of listening, not listening on purpose, a
right.
lot of exposure, uh,
Uh-huh.
unsolicited exposure. And
Huh.
then it was like, what were you doing in there, huh? And then she was like, you should try this. And I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Anyway, no, but I mean, whatever. To each his own. Seriously,
Yeah.
it's not. But I just like a playground next to a sewer system. I
Mhm.
feel like that's a mantra that I like to live by.
Yeah, interesting analogy.
I know I'm offending people, and I'm sorry.
That's right.
But anyway, yeah. So that leaves. This was a lot, and I appreciate your patience in
Mm.
allowing me to get through all this because it was a big episode.
Oh yeah, no worries.
There's a ton of stuff. Do you have any
There
final
is a
thoughts?
lot. Well, I mean, there's a lot going on. It seems like Harlow has been knocked out and taken by what seems like some sort of feline creature.
Yes,
Um,
like something that purrs.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
kind of weird. And
yeah.
then yeah, we basically, I mean, uh, Kara's worst fear has been realized.
Yep.
Aehako has resonated with someone,
Yeah.
and it appears to be Asha,
I think it's his hand.
which can't be good. Yeah, he resonated with his hand.
Oh
Full
my God.
circle, just comes right back to yeah, to everything.
Yeah, no, so it's a real big cliffhanger. So next time we're gonna cover, I think which is the last part, which is part 6. Thank you, Jason.
Yeah,
Thanks for your patience.
thank you, Jenny.
Yeah, and I'll see you next week because
Yeah.
I refuse to interact with you otherwise.
Hey, Chubbers. Aaron here. We want to hear from you. So send us your book recommendations to bookchubpod@gmail.com. That's bookchubpod @gmail.com. Mwah.
Book chub, book chub, book doctor.
Book job, not just a club. Book job, listen at the pub. Book job, alone in the tub. Book job.
Go to doctor.